we reopened the open session of the Cabrillo Unified School District February 11th, 2016 meeting. The board met from 6 till 7 p.m. and took no action. So in reconvening the open session, we'll go on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Do I have a volunteer to lead the Pledge of Allegiance? Is there a student in the audience? Yay!
All right.
Here's a flag. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So, can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
I motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second. Thank you. So, all in favor?
I'd like to,
No.
Oh, discussion.
For the agenda? You're not
Yeah.
changing the agenda.
No, I'm not
It's-
changing the
it's-
agenda.
Correct?
correct,
Okay. Thank you. So, all in favor of approving the agenda as
aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks. 4 plus 1, Patty. Okay, so that takes us to item 8, student, staff, community recognition. And this would start with, who's going to lead this?
Kings Mountain, so Diane.
Diane.
Usually it's Sandra, and then she introduces the principal. I am introducing the principal? You should. Diane Siegel, our principal from Kings Mountain, has a recognition for a number of her community members.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get this perfect. Debbie Silveria, our K-1 teacher, and my administrative designee, my right-hand gal, is going to help me out here. I'm going to give these to you and these. Can you handle it all? Great. I think I'm going to need these anyway. Good evening, President Reamer, Superintendent Euster, and all the members of the governing board. Am I doing this okay?
Sure.
Bucket fillers. Who is a bucket filler and what do they do? The bucket represents our emotional self. When our buckets are full, we feel confident, secure, and have positive thoughts and expectations. Bucket fillers give to others from the smallest of gestures, a smile, a kind word, reaching out to include, to commitment and dedication to make positive changes in the lives of all. In the spirit of celebrating bucket filling, this week, the governing board this month is recognizing Kings Mountain school community members who fill bucket after bucket in support of students, families, and staff at the school for many years. I asked Kings Mountain community members to email me ways in which the following bucket fillers made a difference in our students' lives. This is a compilation of the emails I received. Our first bucket filler, Cheryl Corcini. Come on up, Cheryl. Cheryl, an 11-year KMES parent, is our volunteer parent librarian for 10 years. Cheryl's dedication to our library is evident from the hours she spends organizing, purchasing, and reading to our students. Students look forward each year to the arrival of new books and voting for their favorite. A parent reminded me, Cheryl volunteered many hours bringing our library to the modern age with our new Follett electronic catalog system. Cheryl spends hours inventorying our books at the end of each year. A parent expressed her appreciation for Cheryl's weekly emails reminding students to return their books. Still another parent shared her appreciation of Cheryl's many years as a classroom parent, organizing classroom parties and activities. I was told before my arrival, Cheryl used to come to school early every morning and play kickball with the students to their delight.
Wow.
Parents and students expressed how grateful they are to Cheryl for sharing her enthusiasm for books with our young readers. Our next bucket filler, Tiffany Ebert. Tiffany, a KMS parent of 9 years, has supported our science specialist for 6 years and our Art in Action program. Tiffany also served for 3 years on KMAP, a year as president, and 4 years on School Site Council. A teacher herself, her support has been invaluable. A parent shared her amazement at class masterpieces Tiffany makes every year for our autumn auction with our students. Another parent is appreciative of our students' art being brought down every year by Tiffany and displayed at the district office. Another parent shared, sorry, I just lost my place. A parent shared how much she trusted and valued Tiffany's opinion on important topics, knowing her ideas were always well-researched and thoughtfully delivered. I, too, have seen her amazing skill at sharing insights and understandings with sensitivity and diplomacy. She is described as serving as the KMES voice in the big pond known as the Cabrillo School District, believe it or not, our tiny school. Another parent will feel forever grateful for her warm and welcoming manner, her kindness and open heart, when as a new parent she responded to her desire to get involved, making her feel valued and included. A parent ended her praise by saying, her presence will be missed as she graduates with her daughter this year, and that wherever her children and interests take her next, they'll be tremendously lucky to have her. Thank you, Tiffany. I know it's a lot, but this was an outpouring.
Sure.
Angela Bai. Angela, a KMES parent of 8 years, is an exemplary as a parent leader. Angela has served Kings Mountain Associated Parents as the fundraising chair and School Site Council liaison, as well as School Site Council president. As a fundraising chair, she leads the biggest fundraiser of the year, Autumn Affair. A parent described Angela as someone who can forge connections with so many people in the Kings Mountain community while getting the insurmountable done in a no-nonsense, incredibly organized, practical, and pragmatic manner. Angela does not hesitate to share her knowledge and experience supporting and mentoring our new parent leaders. A parent described her as superhuman, giving things her all and worrying about asking someone else for something small. Her big heart shows through. A parent predicted that Angela will try to rush me through my words of appreciation and acknowledgement, giving a small chuckle and the signature smile with it wasn't really a big deal. I just did what anyone else would have done, if only. A parent voted Angela most valuable player year after year. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, well, we're going to acknowledge Joan and Ken McIntyre. Joan continues to create an exciting and engaging science program for our students for over 10 years now. Her work with our student was key to our recognition as a California Distinguished School in 2014. Joan goes above and beyond in creating rich, engaging, hands-on science. A parent wrote, "I'm continually in awe of each new manifestation of Joan's creative mind at work concocting new projects and experiments to encourage and enable the kids to learn through doing, to cultivate their powers of inquiry and observation, and to really own the knowledge they are gaining." Ken is there every step of the way, building classroom shelves and rolling tables, to constructing weights and pulleys for physics investigations. sharing and inspiring our students with his passion for protecting the environment. You are they are an exceptional team. A parent described their contribution to our children as a legacy. I most sincerely agree. A heartfelt thank you to each of you for filling our children's buckets year after year. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you all for the gift of your time in support of the kids in our district. It's much appreciated by the board. Thank you. Okay, so that brings us to item 9 on the agenda, which is comments from the public related to items that are not on the current agenda. That would be indicated by a green slip, which we have none. So we'll move on to item 10, which is the representative report, starting with the CUTA representative.
Hello, Sean Reardon here,
Hi, Sean.
Cabrillo Unified Teachers Association president, and I think I'm going to sound like a broken record again. Moving forward in a positive manner, cooperating, creative problem solving, especially looking forward to meeting with Superintendent and Vice President McCammett and Kathleen Wall to look at possibilities or new strategies for teacher retention. So
Great.
March 3rd, I guess the next board meeting is it the 8th? 11th? 10th. So hopefully we'll have some new ideas to share.
Great.
Thank you. Oh, and one more comment. I was so impressed with the artwork on the walls in here. Debbie, nice job.
Thanks. Thank you. CSEA. Hi. Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Diane Paoli, the new president for CSEA, and I'd just like to report that the last 2 months' meetings, we've had the largest attendance for our chapter with CSEA.
Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks. Okay, the next is reports, information, presentations, item 11, for which we have none tonight. And then item 12 would be discussion items, also for which we have none, keeping this meeting a little bit shorter than usual. And that takes us to item 13, which is communications, first of all, from board members. And I'll start over here with Michael. Do you have any to communicate?
I have nothing to share tonight.
It's only been 2 weeks since we were last here. So, okay, thank you. Freya.
Okay, I actually have something, I kind of wrote down a little bit what I wanted to say because I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to say. I read a book recently that I found fascinating called Beyond Measure. It was written by the mom that produced the Race to Nowhere documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen the movie 4 years ago and found that it was a powerful message. And I've always felt that education should be a joy. My eldest daughter's kindergarten teacher said to us on back to school night, the thing I want your kid to learn out of this year of kindergarten is that she loves to learn. I want her to have that joy. And I still believe that, and I agreed with her then, and I agree with it now. And I think that that is our job, is to create those lifelong learners where people love to learn.
Mm-hmm.
This book raises many issues about current beliefs in our educational system. And I want to give all of my board members a copy of that book tonight,
All right.
Ah.
as well as Superintendent Euster.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I have one for Rob. I already
Thank
told him
you.
about it. And I'm not supporting any specific policy plan in the book. She talks, I just felt I felt really touched by parts of the book. If you read it and agree with some of her premises, maybe we can talk during a future board meeting or even a board retreat about ways we can support our teachers and administrators in finding the balance she talks about in the book. And briefly, she talks about testing and homework and APs and overscheduled kids. And she talks about how we can foster creativity and critical thinking, problem solving, and perseverance. She talks about making sure we find measures of success that allow different kids of intelligence to be appreciated in our system, that it's not just kids who do well on tests or get straight A's who are the ones we appreciate. And that really actually hit me in the book. There were she has a lot of conversations with people since her past documentary. She's now produced a new documentary, and this book is kind of based on that new documentary. And she had lots of testimonials from people around the country, and kids in particular, who felt that they were never valued or appreciated in the classrooms because they weren't straight A students or they struggled. And she talks about how there are different kinds of intelligences, and we need to figure out ways of measuring those and appreciating them and making sure that all kids are valued by those. And I think now with Common Core, which is about these same principles of collaboration and perseverance and critical thinking, and also with LCAP, which gives us more flexibility in how we measure how we've decided we've succeeded in educating our kids. We have a time to help redefine what we think of success in our district. And this book just seems like a good conversation starter. So,
Absolutely. Thank you, Freya, very much.
She's given us homework.
it'll be the only time I actually read the book, I promise. And it's very easy to read because she talks about stories and then circumstances and people, and then draws parallels to studies and all sorts of scientific ideas about education.
Any conversation about music education?
She talks about different kinds of education. Yes, that there's music and art and other types of things that it's good to focus on and have that balance, and that those things have been sacrificed in that relentless push towards testing, where we think that only certain things are the kinds of intelligence that we want to measure. So that's definitely an aspect of that.
Thank you for starting that conversation. I hope it's a long one we can continue with. Thanks very much. Kate?
I don't have anything to report, but just a reminder that on Thursday, February 25th, the Cabrillo Unified School District Food Pantry, School Pantry it's called, will open for the first time. From 3:30 to 5 o'clock is food distribution for any family that meets qualifications. It is a self-certification, and it is to assist anybody who is in need of food. And we're always looking for volunteers. Setup is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Cleanup is at 5, and if you can come for any and all of those hours, it would be much appreciated. But
That's on the 25th?
The 25th, it's Thursday the 25th. And the school pantry will be open in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club in the city of Half Moon Bay the 4th Thursday of every month. At the Adcock Community Center on Kelly Avenue.
Yes. Thank you very much.
We're
Kate.
very excited.
I think we're all very excited that you've opened this door to the community. Thank you. Okay, student board member, Tricia, take it away.
Good evening. So I have a few report outs. So start off, Hatch. Their HEAL program graduation for 3rd graders happened on the 3rd of February. And they all had to say goodbye to Farmer John, and they're ready and excited to meet their new HEAL teacher. They had their sweetheart dance on Saturday the 6th, and their leadership club they're planning spirit days, and their first one will be in a few weeks, and it's going to be Hat Day. Fairlawn View has been really busy. They're really into performing arts, and in a few days they're going to have their talent show auditions. And Fairlawn View also had an African drumming and dance assembly last Thursday with their Continent Day last November. And this week, a lot of teachers went to the San Francisco Symphony and practiced their songs and for their performances. Miss Diana's class will be performing 12th Night on Thursday during the board meeting. And Miss Sherry and Miss Rothenberg's classes are learning songs for their kindergarten play, Too Much Noise. El Granada, this Thursday and Friday, so today, they'll be having their talent show, and it will be in MU from 7 to 9 currently. Oh, actually, sorry, in the February 26th, and this Friday, they'll be having their Earth Capades, and in this assembly, they'll be learning how to be better stewards for the Earth. So Pilarcitos, this is a direct email from Mr. Betcher. Pilarcitos High School staff and students have settled into their interim housing in Building B adjacent to the district office. We are also excited about moving into our permanent home soon. An architectural drawing of the new Pilarcitos High School is hanging proudly in Building B. A new program called Geometry and Construction is taking place at Half Moon Bay High School. It combines traditional geometry instruction with hands-on, student-led, small construction projects such as building a picnic table and a doghouse, with support from teachers and administrators from both HMBHS and Pilarcitos High School. This class is the first class in our district to teach students from both sides together. This class is ushering in a practice of partnership, collaboration, and inclusivity between our district's two high schools. For Cunha, they had their 5th grade visits last week, which were led by their leadership class of 8th graders. Athletic Boosters had their spaghetti dinner last night, and Cunha's Challenge Day will be next Tuesday, and they're in need of adult volunteers, so if any of you are interested, contact Mr. Dooley or Miss Myrick for more info. Kings Mountain, as Miss Siegel already announced, they talked about bucket filling, and they had an assembly with Kelly Nickel and Regional Director, Western U.S. Bucket Fillers for Life, and they just focused on this theme for a week at their school, and they celebrated their 100th day of school on the 2nd, and they had a lot of activities revolving around that theme, where they strung, for example, 100 Fruit Loops on a necklace and listened to Emily's 100 Days of School, and they exercised with 100 different moves and so on. And Half Moon Bay High School is kind of just like we're preparing for a lot of things. Winter sports are ending, spring sports are beginning. For the last 2 weeks, all grades have been preparing for what courses they're going to be taking next year and meeting up with their counselors to see what courses they should take, and if 5 AP classes is relevant. Yeah, pretty much. I've had a lot of conversations about that with other people this week. And so, yeah, it's pretty much, it's been a stressful and also calm week. Seniors are awaiting word from colleges. Those who are juniors and sophomores with AP classes are getting ready for AP exams in May. And after our break, there's going to be a community college fair for those who are interested on the 23rd, during February 23rd on a Super Tuesday. So anyone who's interested can go and check out Foothill, CSM, Skyline, and Kenyatta. And that same week will be FFA week, so we're going to be honoring FFA with a blue and yellow dress-up day on Friday.
Great, thank you, Tricia. Ms. Huster.
So first of all, we are all up here hopeful for our high school seniors that they get into the college or junior college or post-secondary choice that they want. So all of us have our fingers crossed that all goes well, and we wish for everyone's dreams to come true. And so we're anxiously going to be waiting and hearing for the further reports. Hopefully everyone got in and they all got into their first choices, which would be fantastic. I also was at the Boosters dinner last night, right? Last night, we had a ball. It was wonderful to be at Cunha and to see the kids and help raise some money for the Boosters. Just more of the absolutely fine work that our schools do, and the inclusivity. Everybody plays at Cunha. Everyone plays as much as they can. There are a few exceptions, but most of the time I notice and watch our coaches, both in the junior high and high school, they try and give the kids as much court time as possible. And I think one of my great pleasures is on a Friday night, standing in a basketball, or football, or whatever sort of sport we have going on, and not watching whether the kids win or lose the game, but the pure enjoyment that our kids get from it, and then the support of this fabulous community. Our side, we're packed. Even when we're on the road, we're packed, and this community comes out and it supports the growth and development of its youth and its children. So thank you, community, and thank you, student athletes, and thank you, students who are also there to support the student athletes. So a wonderful, wonderful school community.
Thank you, Superintendent Buster. Okay, that closes item 13, and we move on now to item 14, which is consent items. Do I have a motion to approve or amend?
I'd like to amend the consent agenda item.
So do we need a motion for that, Patty?
You need to first motion
To approve, and then amend?
and then
Amend.
you are amending it. You're not pulling it, correct?
I'm not pulling it.
Okay, she is motioning to, then she'll
Okay.
ask for an amendment.
All right.
A motion to approve.
A second.
Thank you.
Now that it's been approved and seconded, I'd like to amend item 14G. It's simply an error, my error in a date, the second, item 14G, communications, instead of January 28th, it should read February 26th.
Okay.
I just wanted to make that
And that date refers to, just tell us.
school, Second Harvest Food Bank opening.
Food bank, okay, great. Thank you very much.
It was my error.
Okay.
My bad.
All right, so that change has been noted, and the amendment has therefore been made. So I need a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Passes 4+1. Thank you. And that takes us to item 15, the action item, which is to cast the district ballot for subregion 5B, representatives of California School Boards Association's Delegate Assembly. Ms. Houston.
So this, the board needs to continue to serve as active members of the California School Boards Association. There are, you have a ballot in front of you, and there are three openings, and there are 3 candidates. And so you have the right to cast your ballot as a school board for the candidates, and you've seen the biographies of the candidates. And so I open this for your discussion and consideration of the candidates.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. Thank you. Okay, we have 3 candidates and 3 openings. Is there a discussion or?
Well, just a comment that they're all continuing candidates.
Yes,
They
or
are,
incumbents.
yeah, wanting, and I think that speaks highly of the 3, so.
Must be a great job.
Great job.
I'm sure they're qualified. Okay, any other comments or discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. 4+1?
All 3 candidates, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Can we do it
exactly.
at once?
Yeah. Can you sign? How do you do that? Okay. Just put it in this box. Do it for. Thank you. Okay, then that takes us to item 16, which is future board agenda items, of which there are 6. We're going to receive the second interim budget presentation coming up soon. Next meeting? Oh boy, in March. Yay.
Super exciting.
Yes, that we're going to approve reducing or discontinuing, easy for me to say, of classified positions, also coming up in March. Thank you, Mr. Corey. And we're going to approve the release of temporary certificated staff, also in March. And then we're also going to discuss the LCAP report. Is that next month or beyond?
Wow.
April, I think that's April.
April. Okay, and receive a report on construction updates. Now, a report on the construction updates.
So
Explain that, please.
the board had asked us to, as part of, because we continually review our construction process and what, to come and bring just a generalized update. It's similar to what we do on the Measure S Oversight, Citizens Oversight Committee, just to talk about our projects, where we are with them, how we're, just an update on where we are and the progress we've made, and so.
It's an overview of successive updates that have already happened.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So it is a report.
Yeah, it's a report, yeah. It's
Thanks.
not an action. It would be
Great, and
just a
then we
report.
have more board policy maintenance updates to
Yeah,
look forward to.
we've got 'em
Great.
coming.
Thank you. There's a future events, the most, well, let's just say, no school next week, and I hope that's okay with everybody. Complaints? No? Okay. And February 15th is a holiday, in case you weren't going to take it. So is the 19th, and I think there was presidents that had birthdays. And then the Health and Wellness Committee will meet on the 22nd, 4:30 p.m. at the high school. And February 25th was the Pillarcitos Site Council meeting, and also on the 25th, is that the?
Distribution.
That's the food bank, thank you. Okay, so also happening at about the same time as the Pillarcitos High School Site Council meeting. And that's it, there's several other meetings there later on. Okay, so the board will return to closed session, so this open session will close now. Thank you.